I am in the very long term big picture. I am in the 10,000 gold
Yes.
camp as well, right? But it doesn't help you. I mean, if you want to be a successful investor, you need to understand the different time frames, and holding a physical ounce of gold with the target 10,000, yeah, maybe could be an approach, but it just gives you way too much hope and less real facts. And I think what I have learned over the last 25 years in gold is it always takes much longer than we all assume or
Right.
anticipated. So what gold has been doing over the last 13 years is also working on a big cup and handle pattern,
Mm.
even a much larger than the one that Bitcoin is working on. So if we go back, this chart goes back to 2011. We have this former massive resistance zone here in gold. So that is the top in 2011. That is the bear market or correction low here in 2015. At $1,045. And then we had 1, 2, 3, 4 times gold bumping up, running up against this resistance zone here. And finally, in February, it managed to really break through. And since then, you can see how much energy has been unleashed here, and how I mean, there is no stopping anymore gold, right? I mean, it's just running higher. And something similar is to be expected once Bitcoin is breaking out of that cup and handle pattern. Just the fact is that in this one here for gold, I mean, there has been even more energy being compressed and stored over the years, because it took gold basically 13 years to get out of this pattern, while Bitcoin is basically working 3 years on that pattern, right? So we have this big cup and handle pattern, and we have the depth of the cup. And if you put this here on the breakout from February, gold should rise roundabout to $3,080 to $3,100. And I think we are on the way. I think it's just a question of time. It's not missing too much, actually. We're trading 2,650. So yeah, another $400 basically, and we're already more or less there.
Right.
And as you can see, this rally has been building now over the last 2 years since these lows here in 2022. And usually these rallies are building over time, and towards the end of a rally, it's getting more and more vertical. And then you have a spike within a few days or weeks when the public opinion completely is suddenly focusing on gold, and everybody has FOMO, missing out, wants to participate, and that's usually where the top is coming. But
Right.
I think it still looks good. The rally is still running higher. I still think we have more upside in gold. And again, the big picture kind of analysis, you see that this is also like an ascending triangle here over the last few years. And we have already reached the first target out of the depth of the handle, which was at 2,535. And that was my first target. I gave that last year. And I tend to do things step by step,
Right.
nowadays with some more experience. I think let's work from one target to the next, and then at some point we will come to 10,000, but not like
Right. Yeah. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Is the
exactly. So
approach.
that's the big picture for gold. I think it's still bullish. We still have more upside.
Yeah.
Textbook kind of like would tell us that at some point we should expect a pullback towards this breakout here. But apparently it's not happening now. Maybe it will never happen. I don't know. For now, we are still moving higher. I still see this target very likely in gold over the next few months, maybe until end of the year or next spring. That's the target that I have for gold.
Yeah, no, I would absolutely agree with that, Florian, to be honest. I'm on the same page as you there.
Quick break here, guys. Today's episode is brought to you by Coppernico Metals. Now, regular viewers of my channel will be familiar with the entrepreneur behind Coppernico. His name is Ivan Bebek. Now, although a young man in this business, Ivan's already created tremendous value for his shareholders in the past, namely with Caden Resources, which he sold to Agnico Eagle, and Keegan Resources, which became a mine now owned by Galliano Gold. Now, Ivan has surrounded himself with expertise from BHP, Newmont, and VRIC on his board at Coppernico Metals. Check out coppernicometals.com. Now back to the interview.
I do want to ask about what our mutual friends at the In Gold We Trust report call performance gold, otherwise known as gold mining stock. So we've got the prospect of this blowout Q3 earnings season with majors like Newmont, Agnico Eagle unveiling the effect of this higher gold price. We've also got the market pricing in a 50 basis point rate cut by the Fed and the next meeting in November. So with this fundamental side in mind, what's your take on GDX and GDXJ right now? And where do the gold miners go from here?
Right. So, of course, I mean, GDX and GDXJ are always following gold. And I still have one more chart here on gold, which would be more of the little bit more short-term kind of view as a daily chart. And we can see, as you mentioned before, my outlook was this pullback could be a springboard. So we had a quick pullback of $80 in gold last week, but you can see how quickly as well the bulls came back into the market.
Right.
We have a buy signal here on the stochastic. That's the uptrend channel. Was not really surprised that gold kind of like stopped here at this new all-time high at 2,685. And yeah, maybe it takes some time to move sideways, or we have a bit more upside in the short term here, 2,700 to 2,720 maybe. You can see how beautiful bullish the moving averages are, the 200, the 50, and the 18-day, they're all moving higher.
Right.
So any pullback will certainly meet a lot of support or new buyers. We haven't seen a test of the 200-day moving average for a very long time. It's far below the current prices. And I think if we would get a larger sell-off, it would most likely be already the 50-day moving average that would stop that and bring in new buying. So 2,580, 2,600 is probably strong support already for gold, which means that for the mining stocks, they are basically in a new environment, a new gold price environment. And I think that that is not yet being priced in. The GDX, which is more representative of the larger producers or larger gold mining companies, again, similar like what I said about Bitcoin before, a nasty little bear trap here in February, March, right before the start of the rally. Even a little bit of a lower low than the one in October. So gold found its bottom here. And that was at 1810. And back here in February, I think it tested 1985. So $175 higher already. The miners made a new low. So that basically spooked off a few more weekends down here in February. And then, you have this nice rally since then. A little double bottom was the trigger. And we have an established uptrend, as you can see. We just recently tested it here. Again, very bullishly aligned moving averages. And the only thing is you could maybe say this looks like a bearish wedge in the longer term. So the upside might be a bit limited. But we are on a buy signal here, I think, with prices around 10-ish this morning. Maybe down here 45. I think there is at least another 10% for that ETF over the next few weeks, maybe 2-3 months.
Nice.
It looks bullish, but there is this kind of like wedge, which is a bit of a... It has to be observed, let's say it like this, because the GDXJ doesn't have that kind of like bearish wedge. So actually the GDXJ, which is more like the junior miners, a little bit more speculative, found its low in October with gold together and then made a higher low in February. So probably makes sense to look more on what the juniors are doing. More reliable signals, I would say. And as you can see, established uptrend, and the ETF is far away from the support here. So there's a lot of support and until this uptrend would break. We can also draw a parallel trend line here. You can see upside is maybe a little bit limited here over the short term, but still everything is bullish, is trending higher here. And we have a new buy signal from the stochastic. So I think it's bullish. This is most likely moving higher.